the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to downtown Cleveland and the newly named Huntington Bank Field, the home of the Browns. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, glad to have you in the booth with us here on EA Sports. Greg, this is one of those intriguing matchups because we got a couple of quarterbacks, that most important position, trying to bounce back after seasons where injury derailed their hopes for a good campaign.
And it's just so difficult when you look back on each of these teams' prior season just last year. It's hard to separate how much of their up and down, how much of their struggles was because of the injuries at the quarterback positions, whether they were in the game or just battling through on game day, or was it the rest of the roster? Well, I think with both of these quarterbacks now being healthy and back to looking like their old selves, we're going to get a lot better idea of just how good the rest of these rosters are now that their two quarterbacks are back on the field.
The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the veteran quarterback first-round pick back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
There was a time, and it wasn't very long ago, Mike, that this guy was trending towards becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. He has to find a way to get back to stacking strong performances, one after another, and keep his team in the hunt. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, but if he plays well, his team is always going to have a strong chance of winning. I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. That lane closed quickly, and here comes third down. Out of the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target, and it's going to bring up fourth down.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
He's going to pick up the Browns' first down. They find a way to convert on 4th and 10.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Watson going to give it to Chubb. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. And he'll get this one across midfield. Brought down after a pickup of a half dozen. 7th play of this opening drive, and here's third down. Shotgun snap to Watson. That's taken in, and he's going to be taken down short of the marker, and that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
They'll try it now with Chubb. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
So the offense found themselves in a little bit of no man's land. They were too far for a field goal attempt, but too close to attempt a punt. So they decided to be aggressive early and go for it on 4th down. But it was the defense that turned them away with a huge stop to start this game.
The Colts offense going to take the field here for the first time. They're led by their man at quarterback out of the University of Florida. It's Anthony Richardson.
Mike, when you look around the league, there's just not a lot of quarterbacks that look and can play to the style of Anthony Richardson. He can make every throw on the field. He's big. He can run for power, run with speed. As he continues to iron out some of those flaws from coming out of college, he lost his rookie season to injury. Here in year 2, I wouldn't be shocked by year end if he's a household name.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for this. It's Taylor. And he is going to have a Colts first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. On first down, they'll stay with Taylor on the ground. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
They go right back to Taylor. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
This is hot toward the side of the end zone. Josh Downs. Touchdown, Indy.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure. And I think that's exactly the case here. He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and then deliver that ball on time, accurately, and the result is a touchdown.
Next to score, Colts 7, Browns nothing.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gabe to kick this one away. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Browns offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. Zaire Franklin that time, there for the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Chubb. And he slips through an opening. Winds up getting about 8. That is past the 40-yard line.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
They'll try and run for the first down. It's 4. That's good for 11 and a first down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short. Again, it's Ford. Good running there. He's got the first down inside the 30.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
They'll go back to Ford on first down. And he's fighting to get free. A lot of work there for a gain of 3. Second and 7. Here's Chubb. It'll be a short pickup down to the 22. He's tackled there by Quiddy. Third down, 3 to go. From the shotgun, here's Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. Here's Ford. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to third down. Here's Watson. This is caught at the 2. And the Browns are going to have a first and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
This has been some kind of march downfield. Now, can they pay it off with... And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Cleveland. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
So back to level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. Anthony Gould now to return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Colts offense ready for their second possession. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Richardson. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. He was looking for Michael Pittman with that one, and it'll bring up second down. From the gun, Richardson. Able to find Pittman. It's complete.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
From the gun on third down, Richardson. And that is incomplete.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points, but after that third down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
So on fourth down, the Colts send out Rigoberto Sanchez to punt. And he looks up and he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down. They'll go with Chubb. And he's going to have the first down yardage across the 50 to the 48.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
On first and 10, it's Chubb. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's second and 6. Out of the gun, they'll give it, and it's 4. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Now Chubb. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up second and short. On the ground, this is 4. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
They'll run once more with 4. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Here's second and 3 to go. From the shotgun, a give to 4. And the Browns are going to have a first and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
He's tackled at the 7-yard line. First and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll run here. It's 4. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the plane, but a real solid gain on first and goal. Here now, second down and goal. Again, it'll be 4. And he'll go down back at the 4-yard line.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
This one caught at the 4. And he can only salvage a couple there. Down to the 3. And now it's 4th and goal.
I like the play call on 3rd and goal there, giving the ball to your back and seeing if he can punch it in. But now it really sets up a pretty interesting decision. Does the play caller and the head coach want to roll the dice and go for a touchdown? Or are they happy just settling for a field goal?
4th down, Dustin Hopkins now for the Browns field goal. The kick is perfect, right down the middle. And the Browns will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Colts offense headed back to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
The size, the speed, and the strength of this defensive tackle was on full display, Mike. He defeats the block, strikes the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage. He's able to bring him down, keep it to no gain.
This is intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
You know, Mike, anytime a team can go nickel or dime and come off the field with an interception, I just am constantly reminded of the importance of defensive back depth when you're building an NFL roster. I mean, think back. This is not the old NFL base 3-4, base 4-3. Offenses are going to roll out 2, 3, 4 high-level wide receivers at you in this pass-first modern era. If you can't roll out 5 DBs and all of them hold their own and be trusted to hold up, you are going to struggle defending these pass-first modern offenses.
They give it, and it's 4. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
What we're seeing here in this first half, Mike, is an example of the offensive line, the running back, and the play caller all on the same page. The execution and the ability to continue to pick up chunk plays on the ground has been a great start for this offense.
On the handoff, 4. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Watson going to give it to Chubb. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here's Chubb. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front. And he's in. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Browns. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Give him a 2nd touchdown on this one. What an opening quarter, Greg. 2 rushing touchdowns in the first.
Well, Mike, we kind of had a feeling this might be the case. They told us all week how important it was to get this guy involved early and often, and boy, have they ever. He has made his presence felt here early in this one.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Here's Gould on the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On first down, they'll start with Taylor. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Jeremiah Wusu-Koromoa in on the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. One quarter in the books. It's the Browns with the advantage. And we're back to Cleveland in a minute. A 2nd down throw for Richardson. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops. And
this one intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So they're implementing a cover 2 system, and what that means is on the back end, Mike, your 2 safeties are going to split the field in half. They got to cover from the middle of the field all the way to the sideline. So they got to have range, they got to have great instincts, and then when they get a chance to get their hands on the ball, they got to be picks.
The Browns offense and their running back set to go once more. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff to Ford. He'll push forward here down to about the 27. Zaire Franklin that time there for the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. On the handoff, this is Chubb. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's closing in on 100 yards already. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. A run straight ahead, that's Ford. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Again, it's Ford. He is in. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Cleveland.
That's a heck of a run right there. And I can't tell you, Mike, how many running backs coaches I've heard over the years say, your responsibility with the ball is to make the first guy miss. We can't block everybody on the field. That's the role of a good running back. And you see it here. All it takes is one missed tackle to get this guy in space, and he's able to do the rest with his legs and take it all the way.
Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Browns up their lead. It's now 24-7. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Josh Downs now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over once more. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Here's Richardson. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. Now it's Richardson. He'll keep it, and he is going to have a Colts first down. They get 5 on 3rd and 1.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
That's to the left side and taken in by Downs. Here's 2nd and 2. On play action, Richardson. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Ward. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Nick Chubb and the rest of the Browns offense set to take over again. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. On the ground, it's Chubb. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. Latu there to bring him down. Second down and 8. Once again, it's Chubb. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up 3rd down. They'll try and run it here, and it's Chubb. And he's going to have a Browns first down. At least it appears that way. He got it maybe by the length of the football.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
And a nice gain there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll run with 4. I fumbled the football. The Colts have got it. Well, so much for a nice gain and a good running play. Unable to secure it, the ball comes out, and the defense comes off the field with a turnover.
Once the runner breaks through the line of scrimmage, Mike, it's very common to see them carrying the ball with one hand. But as they get further down the field and those defenders close in, you've got to protect it with 2 hands and make sure you secure the ball all the way to the ground.
The Colts offense back onto the field for their next possession. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay. So they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
review of the play. The ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. 5 yards from the house. They've got it 1st and goal. Here's a run. And he'll plunge forward to the 2, setting up 2nd and goal. From a little closer, here's 2nd and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And he's into the end zone yet again. Nick Chubb, touchdown Browns. What a half he is putting together. That's his 3rd touchdown already. Hopkins now to take on the extra point. It's up and good. And the Browns add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. On the return, this is Downs. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Colts offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. Now Richardson. Open man. That's Alec Pierce. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins. And it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline. So as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
Richardson will give it to Taylor. A hit, and he has lost the football. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want. But now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball, more bodies around the ball carrier. Because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it. These opportunities don't come around often, and when they do, you got to seize the moment.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Taylor. And some good blocking, springing up. A gain of 9 as we get to 3rd down. Now Richardson. The ball's out. The Browns have it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it away.
The Browns offense and their star running back, Nick Chubb, set to take over once more. They've opened up a big lead already, trying to put this one to bed maybe before halftime. Another drive starts here with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive, and he'll get about 5. Here's a handoff to Chubb. And he'll bring this up to the 48-yard line, and that's a first down. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. The last run going to put him up over 100 yards for this one. 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Chubb, heading left. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. DeForest Buckner brings him down. They give it, and it's 4. He'll inch forward for maybe a yard. Zaire Franklin that time, there for the tackle. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Watson. He's got his man complete. That's Judy. It is a big play for the Browns. 31 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll run it straight ahead with Chubb. Fighting off tacklers, pushing his way forward. Good gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Watson going to give it to Chubb. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Now it is 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Ford. Good blocking, and he's in. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Cleveland. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. On the return, this is Downs. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get back to work. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Here's Richardson. Going to keep this himself. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
Anthony Richardson. I mean, it's not hard to see why they want to get the ball in his hands as often as possible, both as a passer, but when you can get him as a designed runner, his size and speed, he is a handful for defenses.
And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest.
And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. That's the linebacker, Jordan Hicks.
So when you talk about cover 2, really the area that they're a little vulnerable. They're vulnerable deep or intermediate on the boundaries, and they're vulnerable down the middle of the field. Remember, those 2 safeties, Mike, hence why they call it cover 2, they are splitting the field in half. They need to cover from the goalpost all the way out to the boundary. That's a lot of room to run.
The Browns offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a first down. Here's Watson. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Nick Chubb, the intended target there. And it'll be second down. Out of the gun, they'll give it, and it's 4. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to third down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Back to throw is Watson. And that is incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
They snap it to Watson. That's incomplete. Daring call on 4th down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on downs. The visitors' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll start with Taylor. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. They go right back to Taylor. Maybe a couple there. It's third down. To throw, it's Richardson. That one into the hands of Downs. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
And he'll be taken down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Richardson. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Anthony Richardson. Touchdown, Indianapolis. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Here comes Ford on the return. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
Here's Watson now on second. That's over the middle and intercepted. It's the linebacker, E.J. Speed. The pick six for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see, and it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment, uplifting for them, big momentum builder.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense, you get yourself an easy touchdown, all of a sudden your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Pierre Strong on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. Here's Chubb. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. That's E.J. Speed getting in there to make the tackle. From the shotgun, a give to Ford. And he does not want to go down. Somehow he turned that into a gain of 6.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 1.
3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for the first down. It's Ford.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
So, 2 minutes to play in a back and forth first half. We'll have more from Cleveland after this. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. Looking deep here for Tillman.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
On second down, here's Watson. That one knocked away and incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on fourth down. And that is not going to work. Incomplete, and they turn it over on downs.
You know, I think there's certain times, Mike, throughout the game that call for a very aggressive style of play. I'm just not quite sure this was one of those situations, but I guess we'll see how it plays out throughout the rest of the game.
Here's Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense heading back for their next possession. They'll start really in field goal territory already, but they're looking for more. Offense got it, 1st and 10. Throwing is Richardson. He'll try to hit him with a screen. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Throwing on second down, Richardson. Taking off.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a first down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. There he goes again. You can't beat a running quarterback. Gain of 16 and a first down.
Mike, the defensive line rush plan is critical when you're playing quarterbacks like this. You have to keep him contained in the pocket, because the second he gets out of the pocket, we can see what happens.
On 1st down, it's Richardson. And this one is caught by Pierce. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. Taylor going to try to pull his way in. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Here's Taylor. And this time he will work his way into the end zone. Jonathan Taylor. Touchdown, Colts. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4 down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, and when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
The extra point by Gay is good. And the Colts are able to cut the deficit to 10. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Browns offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with 1st down. Shotgun snap to Watson. Looking deep here for Tillman.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game.
To throw on second, under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Timeout, Indianapolis. That is their second. Clock will stop just under 30 seconds to go in this second quarter. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Here's Watson. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
They're going to go. It's Watson. And that is incomplete. The defense very happy to see that play call. The decision to go for it on 4th and long will end up in a turnover on downs. The Colts offense going to take over just before the half. They'll begin with the football in the red zone already as the defense has their back to the wall to start this drive. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Richardson. First down throw there is incomplete.
Well defended there, and the quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. That is caught, back corner of the end zone. Michael Pittman. Touchdown, Indy.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle 4, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
Now Gay for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Colts are back within a field goal. The lead is 3. Halftime, coming close, and not much time left as this one is kicked away. Here comes Ford on the return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. They do try to run it out as they start on the ground. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. So we hit halftime here in Cleveland, and the Browns are in front as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our halftime report. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He's up over 100 yards rushing for the game already, and he scored 3 times as well, as they went to him early and often, and with good reason.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators. trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. 3 points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Colts offense and Anthony Richardson getting ready for their next drive. And this has been a dreadful offensive performance. Quarterback picked off 4 times so far. And this may be one just to erase from the memory. No need to watch the film of this one. It's a horror show. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Richardson to throw. That one complete to Pierce. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Looking to throw. Richardson. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out? The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
The Colts about to kick this one away. And he'll be looking for something better after that poor first punt. Oh, he shanked it. Headed straight for the sideline. That one heading straight out of bounds, and it's going to be marked short of midfield. The Browns offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. On the ground, this is Ford. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for. It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the 1st down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
And he will work his way down inside the 30, a pickup of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Once again, it's Chubb. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. That's good enough for a 1st down.
And the Browns, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
A run straight ahead. That's Ford. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Again, it's 4. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's another Browns 1st down. 1st down and goal to go.
Here's a run. He'll get a yard or 2 to the 8. 2nd and goal.
He was brought down at the 8-yard line. A pickup of 2. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Here now, 2nd down and goal. Again, it'll be 4. And he's got another one. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Browns. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. And make it a hat trick. That is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. A big reason his team is on top.
And so far, Mike, this run game has been the difference, and we're going to see in the second half. Now, can they protect this lead? Because, Mike, that's where a run game has its most value. And so far, this guy's been incredible.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Here's Gould on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Here's the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over once more. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. He'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. On 2nd down, Richardson. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. Can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Richardson going to look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The home team's offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's Ford. And he'll get a couple of yards, and that's good enough for the 1st down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
Watson gonna give it to Chubb. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Here's a handoff to Chubb. And he will have the 1st down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains. On the ground, it's Chubb. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the 1st half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal. Some good running there. Gets them down to about the 2-yard line.
A huge advantage to red zone offense is the ability to run the ball. In this case, I thought he was going to score. He takes it all the way down inside the 2, sets up 1st and goal.
And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. There is a marker down, but I think this score is going to hold up.
Offside. Defense.
Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Browns will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Here's Gould on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Colts offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Richardson operating from the pistol. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now Richardson. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now Richardson. That's the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
And it's a phenomenal return, nearly a touchdown. They're set up with 1st and goal. Nick Chubb and the rest of the Browns offense set to take over again. And now, after the big punt return, got him down here. They're going to try and make it pay off. 1st and goal coming up. They'll run here. It's Ford. Ball at the 3, 2nd down and goal. They look to run with Ford. Let's give him a yard down to the 3-yard line. Big play coming up. 3rd and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And he will score again. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Cleveland. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Here's Gould on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Colts offense back onto the field for their next possession. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll start with Taylor. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
A pickup there of 19 yards. That's good for a Colts first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
They face second down and 7. Here's Richardson. Going to keep this himself. Now a loose football. One of his teammates there to take it back in. A gain there of 23 yards. First down, Indianapolis. Zone read, it's a give to Taylor. Trying to shove his way forward, but brought down after a gain of a yard. Here's a second and 9. Off the play fake, it's Richardson. He'll look deep for Pittman. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. The next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
A gain of 16 on that pass play. That's good for a Colts first down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Richardson will give it to Taylor. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down. Here's Richardson. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on third down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up fourth down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6? It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. Here comes Ford on the return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Browns offense and their star running back, Nick Chubb, set to take over once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
And he'll take this up to the 48-yard line. That's E.J. Speed getting in there to make the tackle. Here's second and 9. Out of the gun, they'll give it, and it's Ford. And he'll get this across midfield as he's brought down, following a pickup of 5. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Out of the gun, Watson. That's caught by Ford. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
I have to imagine at some point here, Mike, the defensive coordinator looks to change things up. This running back has had his way with them all day long. Get a few more guys in the box, but then you know what that does. It opens you up down the field to that passing game.
And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
And that'll give him a 1st down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
That's another Browns 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard.
They'll run once more with Ford. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Here's Chubb. And he's close to the 1st down. Gets 4 yards on the gain, but it will bring up 3rd down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run it here, and it's Chubb. And he's going to have a Browns 1st down. They're able to convert, albeit not by much, but they get it on 3rd and a yard.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
Here's Chubb. And he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Couldn't reach that ball across, setting up 2nd and goal. Now here's 2nd and goal. One more time, it's Chubb. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And they cannot contain him at all. He's into the end zone yet again. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Browns. He is having a performance to remember. That is 5 touchdowns for him in this one game. Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. The kick is good. And the Browns are able to extend the lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Here's Gould on the return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Now it's Taylor. And he's just pushing guys out of the way, powering forward for a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll go again here with Taylor. And this is going to be a Colts first down. The tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Colts first down.
Throwing, Richardson. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Let's give credit to that pass rush for making their presence felt, and although it didn't result in a sack, it's the disruption of the timing that's just enough to force that incompletion.
A second down throw for Richardson. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. Here's Richardson. He's got his man, right side, it's complete.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. The Browns offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Watson. Gonna look deep, looking for more. And he will dive into the end zone. 73 yards. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Here's Gould on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
He'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. And he'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So, no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Richardson. He'll look deep for Pittman. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down. To throw, it's Richardson. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Now it's Richardson. He'll keep it. He's inside the 30. And he will take this into the end zone. What a run. Anthony Richardson. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
The extra point by Gay is good. And the Colts cut into the lead a little bit. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. On the return, this is Strong. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. This offense and their running back heading back on the field. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Once again, it's Chubb. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, give to Ford. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. 3rd down, 3 to go. Watson going to give it to Chubb.
Nick Chubb on the carry. He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 4th and 1.
Only need a yard, and it's 4th down. They snap it to Watson. That is incomplete. They took a chance throwing it on 4th and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs.
So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down, but this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on 4th down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Throwing is Richardson. And that's going to wind up incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Throwing on 2nd down, Richardson. And this will be incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
13 yards on the catch there. 1st down, Indianapolis.
A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Colts.
They'll look to throw again. Going over the middle and taken in by Pittman. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll look to throw yet again. Again, they target Pittman. He's got another catch. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note.
And he will get into the end zone. Josh Downs. Touchdown Colts. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The extra point by Gay is good. And the Colts are able to edge a bit closer. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. On the return, this is strong. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The home team's offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Second down and 8. They bring Judy in motion. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down. On the handoff, this is Chubb. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down. It was 3rd and 3, and they picked up 6.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now Chubb. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Here's a handoff to Chubb. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
A run straight ahead, that's Ford. And that'll be a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7. They'll go with Chubb, and he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. They'll try and run for the 1st down. It's Ford. Trying to shove his way forward, but brought down after a gain of a yard.
19-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 4th down and 1.
The offense staying out there for this 4th down. They'll try it now with Chubb. And he's going to have a Browns 1st down. Well, that was a tough couple of yards to pick up, but they convert on 4th and 1. And that carry is going to be the one to do it. He surpasses Adrian Peterson's single-game mark of 296 yards. Peterson did it in 2007. You have just watched one of the best individual performances in the history of the National Football League. 1st and 10, and here comes 4. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They'll run once more with 4. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Here comes 3rd and 6. Shotgun snap to Watson. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and 3rd down conversions. Now after that last 3rd down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6.
And he cannot be stopped. He's into the end zone again. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Cleveland. He has come alive after the break. His 3rd touchdown of the 2nd half. Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Browns will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. On the return, this is Downs. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Here's a deep shot for Pierce. He's got it. And he's in. Alec Pierce. Touchdown, Indy.
This is when you're very fortunate as an offensive play caller, Mike, that you not only have the speed on the outside, but you got the big arm behind center, because it doesn't get real fancy. If you can hold up in the protection, you're saying run as fast and as far as you can. I'm going to throw it as far as I can. And when you connect, it is a thing of beauty. And in this case, it results in a touchdown.
The extra point by Gay is good. And the Colts are able to cut into the deficit. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Here comes Ford on the return. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Browns offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. A run up the middle with Chubb. And a nice run there on 1st down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. So the last run is going to be the one. He has now broken the NFL record, most rushing yards in a single game. Up the middle, here's Ford. And he's going to have that 1st down across midfield and down to the 46-yard line.
That's good for a first down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Chubb takes his handoff, running left. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the fourth quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Chubb, heading left. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Out of the gun, they'll give it, and it's 4. And the Browns are going to be set up with 1st and goal. He couldn't quite break the plane, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line.
First down and goal to go.
Here's Chubb. And they cannot contain him at all. He's into the end zone yet again. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Browns. With that, he joins Gale Sayers and Alvin Kamara, players in the Super Bowl era with 6 touchdowns in a single game. Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. His kick is good, and the Browns tack on 1 more to their lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. On the return, this is down. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Colts offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. From the gun, Richardson. And this one is caught by Pierce. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
It's no secret this day has been a rough outing all around. So at this stage of the game, really no choice but to remain aggressive and just try to find something positive on a day where there's been a lot of negative.
That one complete to Pierce. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Richardson to throw. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions. Nice job by the defense there, stopping them short on 3rd down. Brings up 4th, but Mike, honestly, I don't think there's much decision to be made. He's got to keep his offense out there. They need to come away with points. Find themselves down multiple scores in this one. They're going to have to maximize these possessions.
And he is going to have a Colts 1st down. Well, that was a tough couple of yards to pick up, but they convert on 4th and 1. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. He'll tuck it and take off. Richardson gonna hit the deck here, but not before he picks up a 1st down.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of the defense, and we saw it again here.
And this time, the rush gets home, and down he goes.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. Here's 3rd and 2. Off the zone read, this is Richardson. And he's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
Well, nothing doing here, Mike. And the key to stopping that on defense is you have to get them before they have a chance to get going. And that's exactly what they're able to do here. No gain, force the 4th down.
The offense is staying right there. They're going for it. 4th and a couple. They'll run for it. It's Taylor. And he's going to have a Colts first down. He gets more than he needs. 4 yards picked up on 4th and 2.
And the Colts first down.
On first down, they'll stay with Taylor on the ground. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
I'd really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
The offense not coming off the field, and here's 4th down. Richardson gonna look to throw. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on down. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Watson. That's going to be incomplete. They cannot hook up there. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Have to get this to the 20. Here's 3rd down. Back to throw is Watson. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
Intended for Jerry Jeudy, incomplete. Result of the play is a turnover on down.
The Colts offense and Anthony Richardson getting ready for their next drive. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. There's that man again. Another catch. On 2nd down, Richardson. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him back at the 10.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
And he's into the end zone yet again. Anthony Richardson, touchdown Indianapolis. And make that 3 rushing touchdowns. You think a quarterback gets a 3-touchdown day, it's pretty good. But 3 on the ground? That, Greg, is excellent.
It's just so hard, Mike, for a defense to account for a quarterback that can do this amount of damage with his legs. And there's a fine line, but I'll tell you what, when they unleash him as a runner, he's about as good as it gets.
So the late score gets them a bit closer to respectability. They'll try to get even closer with an onside kick.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the fourth quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
This offense ready for their next possession, led by their running back. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. Watson, going to give it to Chubb. And he'll get 6 on this one, moving it inside the 40-yard line. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here as they get it with just under a minute to go in this football game. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Once again, it's Chubb. Good running there. He's got the first down inside the 30. Now we'll get a timeout, Cleveland. That's their second. Get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to go in this one. They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll run it straight ahead with Chubb. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss. And it's 2nd down.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Chubb. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Dustin Hopkins on now for the field goal. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Browns will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
On the return, this is Downs. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Here we go. One final play. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. So the Dog Pound celebrates. It's a win for the Browns. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Dog Pound's happy. It's a win for the Browns as we say farewell from Cleveland.